Welcome to yet another session of Sunny Side Up. My guest today is a power couple who's a true representation of these two cultures wherein East meets West. They have blended these two cultures beautifully in their married life of 16 years. I have known these two happy people for over a decade now and have come to love their friendship and camaraderie. By the way, this is also my first attempt at meeting a couple in person. So far, I've been meeting with individuals. Meet my dear friends, the beautiful Bhairavi and her charming husband, Dr. Bhaskar Sonowal. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for showing your love and support to Sunny Side Up. It means a world to me. And special thanks to all those people who are going out of their way to comment on my videos. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. Bhairavi, Bhaskar, it's wonderful to have you both here. Thank you so much for dropping by. कैसा लग रहा है तुम लोगों को?
Thank you so much for getting us here. It's wonderful to come here. You've got a beautiful place.
Thank you so much.
Yes, same here. It's been long and feeling happy to be connected again, and that too with a different purpose, and very excited to be a part of it.
In fact, I am super excited because this is going to be my first couple episode ever on this channel. So thank you so much for giving me this time. So let's move on. Let's get on with the show.
Let's get
started. Okay. So my first question: how did you two meet?
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Whose version will be the better version?
I'll follow this version.
How did we meet? We met in my hometown where we were working. We were working for an organization called Deepak Foundation, and I was working there for almost 2.5 years, 3 years there. So I was an oldie, and he just joined, and ours was like a all women led organization, and we always used to look forward to new joinees, And
did you drag him?
I got dragged, of course.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
I did. Yeah, absolutely. And you can't raise your voice.
So that's how we met. Though our work areas were different, but we had common, monthly meetings and all, and so the common team was common. So that's how we met there.
So workplace meeting.
Yes.
Workplace.
So workplace romance. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we were young at that point of time.
Were we? Are you sure?
Yeah. That's where it was. I was picked up from college, from post graduation, and the CEO of that particular place picked me up, and I was then put in charge of a certain project that was very dear to the owner. That guy is known as a chemical man of India, so the owner. So that is how it was. So he has probably the largest chemical factories in the country. So we wanted to do something on healthcare. So that's where I was picked up, and that's where I met her. That's
So
where.
do you remember the first time you saw her?
I remember.
You remember?
No, I didn't see him. So I was told by my colleagues that there is this new person who's joined. Maybe you should meet him, talk to him. And we had a 2-floor office, and we had intercoms. So she said that that's where they sit, and why don't you just intercom him and then ask him to join you somewhere here, and you can meet. So the first impression that I had is I picked up the intercom and spoke to him. First impression that I remember is I loved his voice on the
What a baritone.
telephone.
Yeah.
So that's how I got impressed, and rest is history.
And what about you?
Yeah, I think that call, yes, that was there. But there were many other things. I think I used her help to actually translate a few things into Gujarati. So because there was a lot of healthcare, so-called information that we had created, and how do you get that translated, and what do you understand of it? Because I didn't understand a word of Gujarati at that point of time. In fact, when I went there, I thought my CEO used to call his wife Ben, and I thought, how come it's his Ben? It's supposed to be his wife. But then I realized in Gujarati call everyone a Ben and a bhai and whatever. So it was a learning. So you get to learn things as you go forward.
And did you ever call him bhai?
No.
I
closed that option.
Okay, so how long you guys were colleagues before the romance bloomed, and who
So-
proposed to whom?
Okay, I don't think there was a proposal, but I think I stayed in this organization for a very short time. I was there as the project coordinator for almost a year. I mean, exactly a year. And in that time frame, I think we got to know each other. But we really didn't have that. What should I say? That step of going forward in life. So it was knowing her. I liked her, and I believe she did as well. But then she moved on to Bhopal with UNICEF, and I moved on to Bangalore. And that is when
Different
I think
city.
different cities. Yeah. So that's when I think we realized that maybe we should be together because
Distance
the
made the
distance
heart
yeah.
go fonder.
Yes.
Sort of. So that's where it happened. And I don't think we proposed. I think we just liked each other, and then we went forward. And if there was any proposal, maybe it was from my side. I don't remember that very well, though.
Yes, absolutely. There was nothing like a proposal, but yes, if it was from his side, because I being brought up in a Gujarati family, though my parents were very broad-minded, but then I was very reluctant to take that first move because he was from Assam and I was from Gujarat, so it was a typical case of East meets West. So when he kind of showed that interest, then I was ready to take that step forward.
So you just mentioned that you are from Gujarat, you are from East, Assam, so East meets West. So how about reactions from the family? Did you guys face any opposition from the parent side?
No, frankly speaking, we were expecting it. I was very scared that how would my dad take it, but he had always given us a very open atmosphere. He had brought us up talking about all these, and he was always open, asked us that if you like anyone, just come to me and say. But still, being daughters, first step is like that. So I was scared telling him, but then once I spoke to him, it was all okay. We did not face any opposition per se, but yes, there were many questions from his side. There were a lot of apprehensions, and he wanted me to be sure of certain things, and he wanted to hear it from me.
And how about you?
I think they saw her. I mean, because she was here on some work, and she was in the India Habitat Center, and she came down to our place, and I don't think there was any reason to complain, right? So I mean, we had so I think the parents
Absolutely gorgeous bahu.
So I mean, I think they were okay with everything. They didn't have any queries or something. It was just again the reassurance that how do you feel about it, because cultures are different, and all said and done in India, cultures do matter, even if we say it's one country.
Yeah, and not only that, in fact, I would say in every marriage, you actually don't, in India, you don't marry the boy or the girl, you
Correct.
actually marry the family.
Exactly. And when you look at the West culture, it is more of an open culture where you speak a lot. In the East, it's less of speaking, more of doing. So it's a different way of looking at it. In the West, you have more of business-oriented mindset. In the East, it's more of a service-oriented mindset. So all those things do change. But then you get to know the person, know the society, know the culture, and things work out.
Okay, so parents की acceptance तो होगी. Okay, sorry, you're saying something.
So one thing I remember, it's like a memory when we decided to be together, and there was a small family get together when we made our parents meet and made it formal. That time my father-in-law called both of us and asked us कि पक्का है ना, ये फिल्मी वाला लव तो नहीं है ना?
So was it filmy love or not?
No, I think we survived this long, so it shouldn't be.
It's a दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे. Silver jubilee चल रही है, right? So you just mentioned about the cultural differences between East and West in India, and I think not just India but anywhere, when you marry someone from a different culture, it is initial adaptation, settling down, right?
Yeah.
So and difficulties and challenges, right? वो face किए होंगे तुम लोगों ने या
हाँ.
नहीं किए थे?
Of course, culture's biggest thing, you coming from a very different open, environment, and then coming into a very, very different, like family, there was more openness, there was more respect for women, there was no need for, women to ask men that can we do this or can we not. So all those small things made a lot of difference, you know. And those are the kind of adjustments that we do when we go from our place to their place. Yeah. So
yeah, that's true. So I think we didn't have the habit of questioning someone, right? In a sense that why are you going to do this or something like that. But where they came from, it is like you inform everything. So I would say, why do you have to inform me? I mean, it's understood, right? So that is one. Then I think the food habits are different. Of course, that is one major thing. I was a complete non-vegetarian. She was a vegetarian. She still is a vegetarian, sort of thing. So so initially we had different bartan for different things. All those things happen, but now it's all there. So food becomes one of the issues in terms of how do you accommodate each other. It is the way of telling each other, interacting with each other. It's also about the way that you cook. For example, in the Western culture, what I've seen is that they'll cook as much as is required for that day, right? In the Eastern culture, it's like cook as much as possible and keep it there. It doesn't
keep
really
it
matter.
there, you know. So
Okay,
that was the biggest adjustment that I had to make. For me, I was like, जितना चाहिए उतना बनाओ, बचना नहीं चाहिए. And here it is like, no, make more.
There should be bacha hua food. That is how it was. And give it away after that. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I remember, during our dadi's time, nani's time, one would never ask कितनी रोटी खाओगे. But in today, we first ask कितनी रोटी खाओगे. उस हिसाब से हम आटा ही गुनवाते हैं. Right. So
it's also the culture therefore emanates from where you come from. In the Western world or wherever, the land is not so fertile. So whatever you have, you try to conserve. In the Eastern side, you throw something and there's a plant that grows. You go outside, you get fish in the pond. So there is no need to worry about those small little bases. So those things come into the culture, and probably that's what differs in different parts. Resource abundance.
Yes.
So now you both are settled, married, life is going fine, supporting each other, helping each other. So what's the kind of equation that you guys share with each other now?
What we do, what we had started off, we're still continuing that. We started as friends, and we still have that equations of being friends. Yes, with a lot of respect of being in a marriage institution. So, but yes, we still go out on small dates. Go out for a glass of beer, and find time at home also to watch movies and talk to each other about a lot of things that happens in a day with each other. So at night we kind of sit down and ask each other how was your day, and we kind of share everything that has happened in that day. So that's
an equation of equals.
It is an equation of equals, and what we really also tell each other what has happened, and is there some different idea or different insight that can come in there. So I respect those insights because it comes from a different perspective altogether. So that matters. So I think it is good, and I agree. I think we just go out whenever we feel like we don't have to create a plan. We just sit in the car and go somewhere and get something done. So those things are there. So I think the friendship continues. So that is what's
That's a great equation, going out on small dates, going out for a drink together. Wow. So ये सब तो बहुत गुडी प्यार मोहब्बत वाली शादी चल रही है. But ऐसी कोई शादी नहीं जिसमें लड़ाई ना हो, challenges ना आए. So जब ऐसी situation आती है, then who says sorry first?
No, पहली चीज तो it's important to understand that लड़ाई तभी होगी when we speak. So it's ideal and important to just keep quiet. So वो नौबत ही नहीं आती कि you'll have to come and say sorry. But अगर कभी भी बोलना पड़ता है, then obviously it has to be me. So
it has to be him.
So but I think what we try to do is to avoid any sort of alterations, if any. I think it also requires a different mindset. If the mindset is that of finding a fault, then you can find a fault with anything. If the mindset is that of finding a solution, then you can do anything out of it. So it depends on the person's mindset. I think most of the fights and things that happen outside is ideally because I have a certain way of thinking and the other person has a certain way of thinking. They don't match. Now, if someone is so strong-headed in that way, then it becomes very difficult. So I try to avoid that. I mean, I try to be flexible, and that actually avoids fun. Because if I fight, then I lose a lot of time, which I can use somewhere else. So
it's only I there, flexible. I'm also thinking I'm also flexible. Otherwise, But yes, as you said, ऐसा नहीं है कि fights नहीं होती है. Of course, every relationship has their own, you know, goods and bads. We also have our own share of fights, but then we try and, you know, solve it among ourselves. We talk it out, whether it is a day apart or 2 days apart, but we do. But we are such personalities ki day apart, 2 apart to ho nahi sakta, because we need to talk to each other, you know. So we talk it out and kind of confront is what.
हाँ ओके, और अगर हस्बैंड आके सॉरी बोल दे तो फिर ठीक है,
हाँ,
और क्या चाहिए?
और क्या चाहिए, बिल्कुल.
Okay, okay, so I see a happy couple here. लड़ाई हुई तो हस्बैंड ने सॉरी बोल दिया, वाइफ को और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. But yeah, on serious notes, you know, you guys sit and sort, confront each other and talk it out. But these days, Bhaskar, Bhairavi, you all would be hearing so many cases of broken marriages, divorces. So what do you think about it? Any advice that you want to give to
No
couples these
advice, no
days?
advice, but it's only my take. It's a personal take.
That is, I think most of the whatever we hear about divorces is because of the non-alignment of the partners. Essentially, the husband is thinking somewhere else, wife may be thinking somewhere else. It could be pressures that they're not being able to handle. But at the end of the story, I think any pressure can be handled if they really want to make it work. It's about, you know, if you give importance to the relationship, you can make it work. That's my take, right? So if you don't give importance to the relationship, it doesn't matter. You'll then have to give importance to the next relationship. Now, if you don't give importance to that next one, then that also won't work. So it's all about how do you, adjust with people. I think that's most important, rather than finding which is the right one. Of course, people have the right to choose, but my take is, there needs to be a lot of, so-called open-mindedness and also a discussion point as well.
Absolutely, I agree. My take is, a lot of tolerance is needed. These days, the power of tolerance is going. Intolerance has increased basically, and newbie youngsters have this habit of my way, highway, or I want it just right now. They're not ready to give time to it. But the biggest thing that we learned out of our relationship is we have to give it time. Because ours was a cross-cultural marriage and with a lot of challenges, of course. But we give time to it, you really need to give time to those things.
We all get to hear this, the women has become independent, and girls, that's why are taking this step. In our times, that was not the case. But
women should be independent. But independence doesn't mean that you go in a way which which does not define your boundaries. There needs to be boundaries, of course, set in place.
So independence is very good. I personally think every woman should be financially independent. Every woman should be actually independent in the way that they want to think. That's absolutely fine. Now, if that independence is something we
Take all boundaries and go beyond that, then that is a different story. So that's not independence. That's like as if I want to revolt, right? So I think there's a difference between independence, which is important, versus revolting, which is anyone's choice.
But what do you think that we women have become very independent? Thinking has become independent. Is that what is causing this rift?
No, I don't think so. Yes, financially independent. There has been a change in women's financial disposition, but then our values, our systems, our models are still the same. And if we are into the idea of giving respect to the person with whom you are into the institution, plus if you have that whole inclination towards making it work, you'll make it work anyhow. So independence or no independence.
And also, I think you've trained someone so well in all these years. You don't want to invest that time again, right?
Absolutely.
Fully trained.
Domesticated. Yeah, but one piece of advice is like communicate as much as you can. The moment the communication stops, it becomes difficult.
Talking is very important. I remember you guys talking about supporting each other and helping each other learn and grow. So I know that Bhairavi is an entrepreneur. Bhaskar, तुमको क्या हुआ? Leaving a cushy MNC job. What a risk you've taken, and you've also now joined her. So how is that working out? How is that venture coming?
Yeah, I mean, since she's a boss at home, why not make her a boss in office as well? So, so that is it. But all said and done, I think what I mean, life is all about taking risks. And if something gets too comfortable, it's better to try out something else, because comfort actually brings down your ability to do things. Is what I think. So, so it was important that I try out something which actually has and adds value to the type of things that I want to do. So, I mean, I was an initial doctor. I saw there were boundaries, so I left. I joined the UN, and then I realized there were boundaries, and I left. Same thing with the corporate. I saw there were boundaries, and so you don't want to be bogged down by boundaries, and that is what I wanted. And I saw there was huge opportunities in doing many other things, and she was already there doing some things, and I got a few like-minded people as well who came and joined us, and that is what energized us into doing something which is quite different. So we're looking at doing multiple things with less of boundaries. So that's where we are.
Okay, great. So starting with being colleagues once upon a time to back to being
Back
colleagues.
to-
No, boss.
Back to being boss. Okay. So how's that journey going for you?
It's going great. With what the qualities that you had asked, what I look for in a husband, and what I had started, that we wanted to create something together, which we can then call it ours. Of course, children are there; they are the personal side. But when you talk about professional side, so that's how this venture came up. We both wanted to do something on our own, and we started that up, and we thought that let's do something which can create a lasting impact. So that's how.
So what is it that you guys do? Just a bit about.
Okay, so now this is AGD Healthcare. It essentially stands for Healthcare, Education, Environment, and Development. So those are the areas that we focus on. We look at focus on services, and we focus on IT. So those are the things that we really look at in our organization across the verticals of healthcare, education, environment, and development. So that is what we do.
So our vision is to have a very purpose-driven, impact-oriented organization which tries to get innovative models and sustainable efforts to make people's life people can live a good quality of life. That's our vision, and for that we're creating a lot of technological platforms. We are creating via products and services, we are trying to create access to lot of many people. That's what we're doing. So we're working with multinationals, we are working with national organizations, we are working with various other organizations wherein we feel that we can be of some help.
So it's going beyond the boundaries of India now. So we have we've made a presence in some of the other countries also, which is good.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about your two talented girls. पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ कि तुमने खाया क्या था? इतनी talented बच्ची तुमने. She is amazing, right? She's a brilliant author, and she plays lovely piano. So yeah. So maybe let's talk about your daughters now.
Yes. So for me, I always wanted a daughter. If I had children, I always wanted a daughter, and I have now two wonderful daughters now with me, and I'm enjoying every bit of. क्या खाया था? वही नॉर्मल जो खाते हैं वही खाया था.
असम में कोई स्पेशल डिश बनवाई होगी.
हाँ, असम की नारियल की लड्डू खाई थी मैंने. तो वो काम कर गया. और giving that love to the child, I always wanted to be a mother who spends time with the children. So I was very clear in my mind about that. So I think that's how we've nurtured them. पेरेंटिंग में कुछ सही कुछ गलत तो नहीं होता है, पर हमको जितना सही लगा था वो हमने किया, and we are seeing the results of it. So happy for that.
You should share that feeling, when she said finally that I've completed the book. So what is it that your feelings were at that point in time?
Elated, really elated.
Yes.
But the thing is, the book she wrote it for some time. I think the epidemic brought in the whole part that it has to be brought out. Then it had to be edited. So we went out into the market. There were editors there for who were That's it. I mean, I won't even give them an that editor's role, okay? But they were charging and everything else. So everywhere there was a different perspective. There was a commercialization of everything, and we didn't really want that to happen. So what we did is, my father actually is a good editor himself, and he does good stuff, and so did I. So both of us actually edited the book in whichever way it was, and probably it was edited very well somehow. So maybe I can get a job as an editor now. So we did that, and then the alignment, we used software to align the entire piece to ensure that it got, and we actually got a feedback from the people who actually
into this
industry. And they said, I mean, if you make this your primary job, you will earn in millions, because people really don't know what to do, right? And then when it came to final printing, there are many agencies out there who actually say, okay, we'll print a book for you, but in return you will get only 15-20%. I thought that doesn't really make any sense. Doesn't make any business sense, because if supposing that guy can do it, why not us? So what we did is we learned it the hard way. We learned how to publish. We published from my company. We learned how to edit, which we did it from our company. We learned how to align, make the whole structure. So we did that. Only we found a lady who was absolutely wonderful.
Young girl.
And she's a very young, talented girl, and she did design the
Cover page
covers and everything. So that was there. So we didn't have the designing element.
This is like a total home production, home
absolutely,
everything.
Absolutely.
Editing, printing, writing.
We actually became a publisher by that way. So I'm
Nija now is 15.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what? 14 was the kitab.
Yes, 14.
Oh my God.
So her target was to get it out at 13. She's like, I should be a 13-year-old, author. But of course, pandemic played the role, so we could not. But yeah, very, very happy, very proud, and it's a very, very different feeling for me as a mother. That oh my God, she's already into all this. She's growing up fast.
So how do you manage her fame? Because must be pretty popular now in her school, in the family, with her other peer group. So how?
I mean, fame is something
that comes if you do good work. It doesn't really matter. So I think that's important. I mean, don't get anything that you do get into your head, because it doesn't really help at the end of the story. So I think we don't look at that angle. Of course, she's been recognized by the school. She's been recognized with people and things like that. She's also got awards. But the fact is, nothing like that should get into the head. I think it's important to stay grounded at all times. If someone is not grounded, that's the problem. So I think it's important to teach children to be grounded.
हर एक इंटरवल पे वो छोटे-छोटे नजेस देने पड़ते हैं. मैं इंडिविजुअली करती हूँ, भास्कर इंडिविजुअली करता है. We keep talking to her at certain point. कभी कुछ ऐसा लगा उसके behavior में, तो we try and tell her that this is the way. So that's what we tell her, that अभी तो it's just the beginning. You have to go a long way. For that, you need to be grounded.
But the storyline, I mean, I think she discussed with her all the time. So a lot of that ideas, I think the talent actually resides in the woman, of whether it's the elder one or the younger ones. But I think that's how they come up with all these ideas.
Great.
और हमेशा एक बात बोलना है, because she the fame and all that, I always used to tell her that you are into family, you have a sister also. She is also talented in her own way. She's not exactly the way you are. Of course, two people are not the same. But then you have to understand this is a family, and in family there is no one who's more more with the fame and less with the fame, more recognized, less recognized. It's a family.
Yeah. So everybody's equal.
Yeah.
So not just your partnership is equal. Now the four of you have to have equal partnership.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, great. So famous daughter and equally talented girls in the house. So as a family, what is it that you guys do to have some fun together?
Whatever we do, we make it a point that we do it together as a family. So the example of Nija's book, that's also like a fun time for us. We all sit together.
Family venture.
Our family venture. We get our younger one also, and all of us sit on the table and discuss. Now this is what is needed. That is what is needed. Suppose she's singing a song. That's what we'll do. But otherwise, we have a habit of sitting down together and playing quizzes, playing some board games together, singing together, watching movies together, going out together. That's what we do as a family.
Yeah, and actually it's important for the girls when they're growing up to make sure that as a father you become the rug of the house, so that they feel confident that they can actually trample anything. So that's what I do at times. I mean, that is important also, that you let them just grow up instead of saying don't do this and don't do that. It's important to let them experiment, but also guide them that you don't have to touch fire in order to understand it burns. So those things are important in all these things, and I think celebrating small successes is what brings things together.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is my first episode of a couple together, and I hope you're enjoying the conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely enjoying it. I hope viewers also enjoy it.
Let me move on to this segment wherein I want to know how well do you know each other.
Oh my god.
Okay?
Oh my god.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
हो
brace
जाइए पास.
yourself. Brace yourself.
Ready.
Okay. So, what do you think is Bhaskar's favorite holiday destination?
It has to be a hill, mountains. So I think that's Shillong is what his favorite.
Oh yeah,
holiday
that's where I grew
destination.
up, so I have a very special attachment. I mean, other hills are all good, but then I have friends back there, so that's what matters.
Okay, so one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, one up.
Okay, how about you? What do you think is her favorite
She
holiday
likes
destination?
beaches,
Uh-huh.
so I think there are many places that she likes. I think one place that specifically stays in her mind is Bali. I think that is where she really likes it. But I think I'm a hill person. She's a
Beach
person. So that's where it is.
So how do you guys?
So therefore we're in Delhi. So equal distance to the hills and the.
So the two beaches or to the hills.
I'm not in Mumbai.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So when you guys decide on your holiday, वो क्या करते हो? पर्ची निकालते हो?
पर्ची निकालते हैं, थोड़ा सा लड़कियों को भी अपने साइड लाने की कोशिश करते हैं.
This year, what do you think, Bhairavi, is his favorite dish? तुम्हारे हाथ की बनी हुई.
मेरे हाथ की बनी हुई ये है गुजराती डेलिकेसी ऊंधियू.
Undi.
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
Undiyo is something. But haath ki bani hui you said, no? So that is what she makes. Undiyo is a vegetable which has multiple ingredients in it.
It's a winter delicacy,
It's a winter delicacy.
of Gujarat.
And I've had many other undiyos, but I think she really makes it. So I know she can actually sell it. Yeah, so that's right. But if you ask her what is beyond this, I love some other things beyond undiyo, and that essentially is the non-vegetarian.
And you make non-veg food now?
No, I don't make. But yes, if you ask me what's his favorite dish, it's smoked pork that he loves. He'll leave me also for pork. I mean, run for a short time. He'll run behind.
What is her favorite dish? तुम cook करते हो?
Yeah, I cook. I cook. I can't cook really well or delicacies per se, but I can cook to survive. But I think what she really likes and is sushi at this stage. I think she likes that. She likes the Thai food. So that's something that she really likes.
Right. What should I say? To love.
To love.
मुझे लगता है मुझे
Tennis
segment
की.
पूछना ही नहीं चाहिए. You guys really know each other well, but let's see for आगे चलते हैं. What do you think he likes you best in which attire?
Sari.
Okay. And
I agree.
oh. Okay. And how about you? What do you like him best in?
Jeans and t-shirt.
That's what I wear all the time. Even now I'm wearing the jeans.
What's your favorite color? Okay, let me ask Bhaskar, what is her favorite color?
Better.
Okay. I can tell mine. Mine is black.
Okay, yours is black. What do you think is her favorite color?
I think
Anything other than black.
I think she likes something like some light colors is what it is. On the dark side, she's the brighter side. So yeah, some bright colors.
See, I like wardrobes to be colorful and not just boxed into black, grey, blue.
Gujarati.
हाँ.
Gujarati.
मुझे कलरफुल चाहिए तो मेरे फेवरेट कलर में आएगा. I love yellow and mustard. So I have to prevent myself from buying the same color again and again. I love that. I love pinks.
Yeah.
All hues of pinks.
Okay. What do you think is his favorite drink?
Scotch.
Yeah.
Single malt.
Single malt.
She won't know the
Names, but I think single malt is something like that.
Okay. And how about hers?
I think, when it comes to drinks per se, I think, what should I say? There is some Gujarati drink or something. I don't know what you call that. That is sweet and something.
Ampanna.
Ampanna, something like that. Whatever that's called, I don't know. But yeah, but I think she likes more of that sort of things. You know, and while I like my.
So not the Cokes and the colas of the world, and
more of traditional drinks. You know? Yes.
Great. I think the segment of how well do you know each other to mera flop ho gaya hai. Because you two really know each other very very well. So this brings us to the end of our session today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Sunny Side Up. Thank you for dropping by. I know काफी दूर से आए हो तुम लोग.
You had ordered us to come, so we did come.
No, and it's always always good to meet friends and support friends ventures. So we're very very happy and proud of you that you've started this venture, and we can see how passionate you are about it.
Thank you.
No, it's very important. I think, and if we can support you in whichever way in this journey, that was one thing that we. And when you said that this is an opportunity like this, we jumped into it.
Yeah, nice to hear all this. Such a delight to have you two here. And I'm sure now what I'm going to do is going to get you individually. So I need 2 separate episodes from you, and wherein I would be really keen to hear your individual life journey and yours.
Absolutely.
So maybe we meet again. So
Absolutely.
see you soon.
Looking
Very
forward.
soon. Looking
Yes.
forward. And all the best.
All the
Thank you so
best.
much.
Yes.
And that was a happy couple, Bhairavi and Bhaskar. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Until we meet next, look up at Sunny Side Up.